Hello sports fans, thanks for clicking into this special edition video preview for this weekend's Cat-Griz football game. I am Slim Kimmel with the Billings Gazette, joined by Greg Rachac, the Cat-Griz insider. Greg, thanks for sitting down for a few minutes here to talk about this. Let's just kind of talk first of all with the Bobcats on offense. Obviously a lackluster performance last weekend against a good Southern Utah team. The Grizz defense playing well the last few weeks. What are you expecting? Kind of what should people watch for when the Cats have the ball?
Well, I think the key for the Bobcats obviously is the health of Cody Kirk and Sean Johnson. It's really going to come down to whether those two guys can be effective. I think the Bobcats want to come out and run the ball, and when Cody Kirk is going good, I think that's when their offense is at their best, and it's really going to be a challenge to make sure that those guys are healthy and playing well against a good Grizz defense, which I think the key stat for them right now is they haven't given up a touchdown in 6 quarters. So Grizz are really playing well on defense, and Bobcats, like you said, need to ramp it up, and the running game is going to be the key.
Right. Well, how about on the flip side, when the Grizz have the ball, the specialty recently has kind of been the big play with Ellis Henderson. The Cats obviously struggled with the big play against Eastern Washington. The defense did play better last weekend, but what about on that side when the Grizz have the ball? What are you expecting there?
Well, there's no real secret about what the Grizz want to do. They want to come out and run the ball just like everybody else. And at times this year when things haven't worked as well as they want them to, they've stuck to their guns, and they've just kind of come right at people with Jordan Canada and, when healthy, Trayvon Van and Joey Counts and Johnny Wynn. But you mentioned the big play, and the connection between Jordan Johnson and Ellis Henderson has been really special for them this year. On the other side with the Bobcat defense, I honestly think their defense is built to play well against an offense like this. Southern Utah kind of runs the same, they kind of have the same philosophy of just kind of lining up and running downhill on teams, and Bobcats gave up, less than 300 yards and held them to 3.2 yards per carry last week.
Every coach at every level, they talk about turnovers. You have to win the turnover battle. Obviously, that's going to be something that the teams are focused on this week. But what do you think is going to be a key, maybe the deciding factor in this one?
Well, turnovers and big plays on special teams. I know, I mentioned the health of Sean Johnson. He wasn't on the kick or punt return team at the end of the Southern Utah game. He's been the most dynamic return man in the Big Sky this year, and if he's back there, with the opportunity to bust a big return, that only gives the Bobcats a lift. So it's which team can get the big turnover, who can make a big return or make a big field goal, block a big field goal. Obviously, it's going to be big in this game, and Ellis Henderson is another guy to watch in the return game. So, for Montana.
Right. Well, coming into the year, Grizz fans always have really high expectations, but the Bobcats had huge expectations in the preseason, and losing back-to-back games, the playoffs are in doubt for them now. So just kind of lay out the implications for this game for both teams. What's on the line for them on Saturday?
Well, the thinking is that the Grizzlies clinched a playoff berth with the win over Weber State last week, and I think that's probably a fair assessment. If they lose, they're still 9-3, and the thinking is 9 wins will get you in, especially with a reputation of being a Montana and a perennial playoff team. Now, Montana State, if they lose, they're out. There's no doubt about it. You got to have 7 Division I wins to qualify, and they only have 6 right now. If they win, that'll be their 7th Division I win, but that would only make them 8-4, and it kind of, they'd need some help. I'm thinking, Northern Arizona would have to beat Southern Utah, maybe get another, win from somebody out, elsewhere around the country, and they could sneak in.
So as if it isn't enough to have the best rivalry, one of the best rivalries in the country, definitely the best rivalry in the state at any level, you've got a lot of playoff implications, a lot of stuff on the line. So
Sure.
It should be a great matchup this weekend, and kind of looking forward to see how things shake out. So, and you'll be there, obviously, covering this one. So look for all of the updates on Twitter from Cat-Griz Insider. Look for updates, BillingsGazette.com, CatGrizInsider.com. Greg's posting all sorts of stuff this week. So look for all that coverage, and thanks for clicking in.